host, Marc Lamik. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
The stage is yours.
I love coffee. I actually love coffee so much that everywhere I go to the best coffee place in town and order a coffee and take a picture and post it on Instagram. Coffee went through a real change over the last years. Actually, you're not talking about the third wave of coffee. It first started, the first wave you could call, bring coffee to everyone, which was, the first possibility to buy coffee in each and every store. And then the second wave was the specialty coffees, the Starbucks for everyone, which changed coffee again. And now the third wave is bringing small coffee roasteries, opening small coffee roasteries and having really freshly roasted, freshly grinded coffee in small places with artisan craft. Why do I talk about coffee? Because I think that e-commerce is in the same wave as coffee is, that e-commerce changed over the last years tremendously, and we're now moving towards a third wave, which is really about having an individualized product for each customer and having like artisan-made specialty products for our customers and make them happy. But where does it all start? Actually, when I joined Zalando in 2010, so around 6.5 years ago, I wanted to join a startup that had a real mission, that had a bold statement. And actually, when I looked at Zalando, this was the claim. And Zalando was the first company to actually offer free shipping and free returns for fashion on a broad scale. And I thought, okay, they are crazy. Like most people thought we were crazy at that time. And in the end, our goal was to really show that with a bold statement and a good market presence, you can really be a successful company with that. No one thought we could be a successful company with offering free shipping and free returns. But in the end, we were able to show that we could be successful with that. And in 2014, this happened. We went public. It was one of Europe's biggest tech IPOs ever. And we're really happy that we could show the whole world that we're a successful company, that we can build a successful online business based on free shipping, free returns, and fashion. But there's one important thing. We cannot sit and wait to be a successful company forever. So this one thing that is really, really important for us after we went public was to think about how we can still improve. This was actually the base we had at that time. So we were still in fashion in Europe, 8 years young, and 11,000 employees. We heard the numbers just early on. And then it came to rethink. What can we do better? Where is the company going towards? And how actually can we sustain our business over the next years? Because we don't want to make the same mistake that a lot of offline retailers did over the years. They just said, we're successful, so we just continue how we worked. And it will be successful over decades. And I'm quite sure doing online business we do now is not successful over the next 10, 20 years, because they are like the startups who come up with bright ideas. And that's actually why startups are still successful, because they can be fast, and they can be disruptive in terms of how to drive the customer experience. So we also started, what can we do to make ourselves better? So rethink is the part where we started to think about, what can we do? And actually, it turns out that this is actually our mission. We want to bring fashion to consumers, which is pretty easy, but if you look deeper into it, you realize that there's not only one way to bring fashion to consumers, which is, well, our way of shipping it for free to them and letting them return and get all the products towards the customers in Europe. But actually, there are so many more ways to deliver the right fashion to the right people. You could think about this example. You look at your Instagram and you see these wonderful sneakers from Pharrell. Say, I want to have this sneaker. And then, you look at the Zalando store and you see, okay, there's the sneaker. It actually also has like several colors, and I want to have the blue one. And then you say, okay, I need it actually now because I want to go to a party tonight. I need it in 35 minutes. Okay, then we say, yeah, you can pick it up at the Adidas store in the middle of Berlin, because we know that they have it on stock. And they say, yeah, actually, I cannot go, I have to work, but can you deliver it to me? And they will say, yeah, sure. We can have a courier drive it to you within the next 35 minutes, so you can have it for a party. And actually, in this example, you see a lot of different ways to interact with the customer. And it's totally different from like the classical, okay, we have some stuff in our warehouse and ship it to the customer. But it has like totally different approaches, and it has like a total new way of delivering like a very, very specialized and individualized product towards the customer. And there are actually three things that are quite important. The first thing I'm going to mention is how we build the platform for that, like the technology platform. And then I'm going to talk about how we can integrate new customer-facing products, and also how we can integrate the brands, because actually this cannot work without having the stores connected to our platform, because this is nothing we can do on our own only. So how to build the platform is mainly a technology part, because it's the platform is just not there. So you have to build it. And when we started thinking about how to build this platform, we already had about 700 software engineers, and they were building the online shop successfully, and it worked quite well, and we were still delivering quite fast. And then we realized, okay, we hit a mark. We were not fast enough to really build this platform on time. And then we had to think in our technology management team, how can we change the team? How can we make the team fast? How can we make the team as fast as a startup again? And then we came up with this.
Command and control is over.
Autonomous teams, supported by
Trust and purpose.
Now we embrace open platform thinking. And today, we want to introduce you to radical agility.
Radical agility was our idea of how to manage a huge technology team. By now, we're over 1,500 people in our tech team, and we introduced radical agility 1.5 years ago, and we really saw that this drove efficiency and delivery of our technology teams. So what is radical agility about? It's mainly about three important parts. The first is autonomy. How do we make our delivery teams as autonomous as possible, meaning we not only allow them to choose how they work, so we don't say you have to use this agile methodology, you have Scrum or use Kanban or use whatever. We say, well, you're like grown-up software engineers. You decide how you could work together best. You're like the team, you're responsible for delivering, so you're also responsible for select how you want to work. But not only selecting like your methodology, but even selecting what programming language you use. Why should we limit them if they find, okay, this is the best software, this is the best programming language I use to solve this problem? So actually, the teams are responsible for selecting how they work, with what tools they work, and how they really be able to deliver on their product. Of course, this all comes with consequences. So selecting your favorite programming language, on one hand, is great because you can select whatever you want. On the other hand, if you want to have like other people help you, it usually helps that you do not walk too far from the stack you're currently using. But actually, everyone is free to select whatever they want. Of course, most of the teams see, OK, there are like some beneficial parts if we select like similar things. So actually, this works quite well, and it's like organizing itself. So there's like guilds. The idea is also not from us, but from Spotify. They're really successful. Guilds who actually drive technologies, drive different programming languages, and the teams, everyone can just join the guilds, and they together then decide, OK, how can we make that better? How can we work better with this programming language? How can we work better on this topic? The second pillar is mastery. How can we make each and every one really master their craft? How can we make each and everyone in the team better? How can we show each and everyone how they are going to be successful? One part of the mastery is that we divided delivery and practice leadership. So actually, there's no lead inside of the teams. On one hand, this contributes to the autonomy part, because if you don't have a lead inside of your team, everyone can be more autonomous and can stand up more than if you would directly have your lead in the team. On the other hand, of course, people need leadership. And so we introduced delivery and practice leads. They are not inside of the teams, but they are like responsible for several teams, and they have like different tasks. The delivery lead is really responsible for making people deliver, coaching them on how to be fast on the delivery, being there as a mentor, as a coach on how to deliver products fast. And the practice lead is there for the mastery part, for developing people, to make sure that each and everyone has a development path, that each and everyone knows what she wants to work on, that each and everyone has like kind of a path towards mastery. And so we realized that this really worked good in kinds of dividing the people and the delivery leadership in two different roles. And the third part is purpose. No one can work really successfully fast and delivering great products if they don't know the purpose. If they don't know what they're working for, you really need to know what is really the purpose of what I do. So we try to be really painfully transparent, which is hard as a management team, but it really helps people to know what they work for. It really helps if you share as much information as possible, if you really tell them, OK, this is what you're working for, and then they know it, and then they can make the right decision. Then they can also tell you when you're wrong, and then they also can drive delivering great products. And all this, and there also the transparency goes into, is based on trust. Trust is like the basis for everything. On one hand, people need to trust the management that we made the right decision towards strategy, that we make the right decisions what the purpose is and what is the why we build. But trust also on the other ways that our teams really use the autonomy to deliver better products, that our teams really strive towards mastery, and that everything they do delivers towards the purpose. Let's talk about what we do with this platform. I think one important thing we already talked about is same day. Same day is awesome. Same day delivery is like pretty cool if you just order something and get it right away. So we introduced same day already a couple of months ago, somewhere last year. These are actually our two founders who delivered the first same day parcels in Berlin. We now offer same day in several cities in Europe, where we really are able to deliver a parcel. You order it by around noon, and you get it the same day, which is cool and which drives towards the vision. There are some other things we did towards like building a great product experience, a great customer experience, which is, for example, Zalando, which is our curated shopping model. We saw, OK, there is actually the need of customers to get like something curated. A lot of our customers don't know what they want to buy, and they just know, OK, I want to go to a wedding next week, and I need some great clothing. And then you just can talk to your to your stylist, and they tell you, yeah, well, what kind of type are you? What do you like? What do you wear usually? And then you get the box shipped to you. You can select what you want and ship it back. And also the idea of the platform is that these stylists are not like Zalando employees, but they are like freelancers. They're individualists. They are bloggers. They are really people who know how to style. They are really passionate about what they do. For example, if you look at fashion bloggers, they are really, really good. They're really, really up to date with what they do. But they don't want to like work for one company as a fixed employee. But they love to style the outfits. So actually, this is a great situation for us. And the people are able to work whenever they want, with how many customers they want. And our consumers really get a really great product designed by their favorite fashion blogger. This was actually the first platform product we already introduced before we knew that we were building a platform. Already in 2010, we opened the Zalando Lounge, which is a shopping club, which is actually a great way for us to deliver different products. And they are like hugely successful, and we're really happy to have them now as a part of our platform as well. Looking further, this is also a platform business, which is looking at a totally different angle. It's Zalando Media Services, which is really looking to connect brands to consumers, which is our media agency. We just launched at DMexco officially, and this is actually a great way for brands to also use what we have in the platform, what we kind of have as information about our consumers, what we have as knowledge in the fashion space, and the brands can really use this to invest their advertising money best. The last pillar of actually what we need to deliver like this great experience we just saw in the example is what we call integrated commerce. The idea is not to build like an online commerce next to offline commerce and next to whatever will come, but it's really integrating everything that's out there. There are actually two important things for us we want to integrate into the platform. The first thing is integrate store inventory. If you want to have this great example where you get this awesome Adidas sneaker delivered to you in 35 minutes, we need to integrate stores. And actually, we opened the first handful of collaboration with stores this year, where really we know what inventory is in the stores, and we know the orders that the customers made, and realize, okay, this is pretty close to you, why don't you take this order? And so the store directly ships towards the customer. Or the customer can pick it up in the store, which makes it sometimes even more convenient for the customer. So integrating store inventory is pretty crucial for us. And the next one is integrating brand inventory. So we talked to Mango. You can buy Mango through our marketplace product, and having more and more brands with their products in the platform really gives us the possibility to offer a great variety of products towards the customer, to really make sure we have the inventory of the brands in our platform and can ship whatever the customer wants whenever he or she wants it and deliver it in the time they have. Max just talked about NPS as the most important part and the most important measurement you can drive towards customers. And this is really everything about it. You have to build products that customers love and that customers want. Of course, you can have great ideas, but if no one really uses it in the end, it doesn't make you successful. And when we really look at what we're building, and if you look back at the first value proposition, free shipping and free returns. This is all about the customer experience. This is all about making it as easy as possible for the customer, making the best possible experience towards the customer. And then, in the end, you see you're building a great product out of it. Looking only at core financial numbers at the beginning, especially if you're scaling up a business, never makes you a successful customer product. Because some things need investment. Some things need some time to really build up. And if you look back at the claim, yes, of course it took some time until everything kicked in. But in the end, we were able to show that this can be a successful business. Building this platform is a long way. And looking for the right partners is also really important for us. So we really want to talk to brands. We want to talk to startups that work on the customer-facing side. We want to talk to offline stores to really integrate everyone to the platform, give everyone the possibility to join this great e-commerce track. And looking back into the coffee, I think this is really the third wave of internet e-commerce. And now that I'm here in Malmö, I'm happy to see where the best coffee place is.
Any questions?
Yeah, Mark, I mean, internally at Zalando, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a fashion retailer company or a technology company?
Actually, there are like three sides to Zalando, 3 facets that are actually all mutually important. The one is we're like a tech company. We have over 1,500 people in our tech department, and this is really the base of everything we build. On the other hand, we see ourselves as a fashion company and have the fashion knowledge, so we really want to we're not thinking about like going into a lot of other businesses, but really stay in fashion because it's very, very important that you have the knowledge about how this works. We have our own brands. We really drive the fashion experience. But there's a third facet as well, which is the operational side. So you want to drive great operations. We have our own warehouses. We work very close together with our logistics partners to really drive the best experience there. So there's not this one kind of facet towards the company, but actually all 3 are really important for us.
But who owns the power?
I think it's quite equally divided.
Yeah, I was wondering, this radical agility you talked about, has it changed the way you hire tech people for your tech team, what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's like, on one hand, we also radically changed the process. For example, hiring now moved away from having hiring managers that really select the people, because then you often have the problem that you rather take someone who's not the best fit than having no one. So hiring is done with like committees. So we have like a hiring committee of several leaders that in the end, even if they haven't interviewed the person, just by the review see, okay, is this like a good fit or not for the company? On the other hand, of course, the radical agility was a progress, and on the hiring, it was pretty easy to look for people that can work autonomously, but we also had to train a lot of people to work autonomous, because if you're not used to that, it's pretty hard to, from one day to the other, say, yeah, now it's your responsibility, there's no one who will tell you how to do it. But of course, there had to be a lot of trainings, and some people were fast in getting used to it, and some took a longer time.
What do partnerships entail? So are you like actively investing in startups? Are you acquiring startups? How do you work with startups more specifically? What are you looking for?
Mm-hmm. I think there are several ways we do that. On one hand, we acquired some startups over time, which we thought are like a really good fit towards our platform. On the other hand, we want to partner up with startups on the customer-facing side, where we see, okay, this could be a great addition. This like a startup that connect to our platform, that could use our platform as one way or the other as like a base for their operations. So there are like several ways to engage with us. So we don't want to like, for us it's a bit difficult because we cannot say, okay, we are like an old school company that just wants to set up like another accelerator or incubator because they are not agile enough in their own companies. So because we see, okay, we're quite agile, but we still want to work together with startups because they are like a good fit for us. So we work with rather individualized solutions there.
Mark, thank you so very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A big hand, Mark.